Parentspeak is a language they don't teach anywhere, but somehow most of us pick it up when we have children. And what's so bad about saying good job or say sorry? Joining us now to discuss the pitfalls of phrases like these is the author of Parentspeak, WSJ contributor Jennifer Lehr. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Jennifer, as parents, we all say them, but can you give us some examples of Parentspeak?
Yes, absolutely. These probably ring a bell. Good job, or say sorry, share. I'm going to tickle you, or can you say thank you? Do you want a timeout?
So these are things, I mean, I have said every single one of these lines.
You and both.
Guilty as charged. I feel like these are, good-hearted attempts in some ways to make our children either feel safe or validated or make sure they're learning how to be polite. So what are we doing wrong when we say these lines?
Well, what's interesting is, as you said in the introduction, most of us didn't speak this way until we started having children. And I noticed once I had kids that all of a sudden my friends and I, people at the park, doctors, nurses, started using these phrases, these catchphrases that I'd never spoken before. I don't say to my friends, share, even if my friend wants my phone, or, this language we use that we default to because I think it's in the ether and I think everybody else does. Mm-hmm. And it became very predictable to me. I would be at the park and I could tell what was the next thing that was going to come out of a parent's mouth. And then I started to think, what exactly are we saying? And are our good intentions, as you said, translating? And I've thought about it for 10 years now. And my answer is that no, they're really not. Often our best intentions are not coming through these phrases, because if you tell a toddler two toddlers fighting over a toy to share doesn't really mean anything to them. And they're not reflecting on what they're doing. You're just telling them how to respond to the situation. And that's not ultimately going to help them. And saying, for example, when you say, can you say thank you? Certainly we all want to teach our children to be polite and have manners and be appreciative. But is the way that we're telling them to do it in front of somebody else, telling them what to say, when to say it, and how to say it, is that respectful? Is that considerate?
So you're saying that these phrases sort of preclude an understanding of the child's feelings and motivations, and you want to encourage that part because that actually helps them genuinely feel sorry when they say, I'm sorry, or genuinely want to share because they understand what that means.
Right. And it takes many steps to get there. I mean, their brains aren't as developed as ours cognitively. So many psychologists believe you can't even genuinely understand remorse until you're 7. So if you're telling your child to say sorry for hitting another kid, you want to resolve the conflict. Why did they hit the kid? Because they grabbed their toy. And how are we going to solve this problem? Not say sorry.
But let me ask you something, though. Isn't there a certain amount of social acceptance that comes along with just saying sorry, even if you don't say sorry, and even if you don't feel sorry, and just saying thank you? I mean, don't we also want to teach our children to be socially acceptable as well as actually feel those emotions?
Yes and no. I mean, I think that if we model the behavior that we want, they will get there. Mm-hmm. And my children, I never have asked them to say thank you, but my children are pretty polite. They may not always say it at the moment I want them to, and that's where the anxiety is. It's like, I think they should have said it this moment. Can you say thank you for the gift? But if I'm anxious, I can jump in and say, oh, thank you so much. She loves the sweater. And then my daughter might follow suit, or she may say it when she's finished playing with her friend. You
bring up a very good point that you can prompt them, because I agree. There are times when I tell my son in front of another parent, oh, say thank you. He kind of looks at me like, what do you think of me? Of course I was going to say thank you. And he sort of deflates. I see what you're saying. It's almost like we're doing it more for the parent. We're sort of saying, look what a good parent I am. I'm parenting right now. And not so much for our child.
And at the expense of our child.
Yes.
Their dignity. I mean, we really think that children are very different than adults, but they're not. They have feelings the way we do, And no, you wouldn't feel great if somebody said, can you thank your boss for, or thank, the people who came in for the presentation they just gave, or
Right.
you'd feel mortified. And we really think they feel differently, but I don't believe that they do.
Right.
It's humiliating to be told what to say and when to say it.
As you say in your piece, better late than coerced and manipulated, right?
I believe so, yes.
I agree. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer, for that. Very insightful.
Thank you.